Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, we are going to start a new chapter that is towards green energy. Now let us start with energy and use of energy. Now, in modern world, energy has become a primary need along with food, cloth and shelter. So we need different forms of energy for doing diverse types of work. The energy that we need may be in the form of mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, light energy, or heat energy. Now, how do we get these different forms of energy? We know that energy can be converted from one form to another. Different sources of energy are used to produce different forms of energy necessary for us. Now here we will learn about various sources that are now used for the generation of electrical energy. Also the methods used in that. Why we are talking about electrical energy is because we are using it intensively. Right? There is extensive use of electrical energy. The scientific principles that are used there in the formation of or in the generation of electrical energy, advantages and disadvantages of these methods. We are going to look into each method in detail, and how can we generate green energy and what do we mean by the generation of green energy actually. So let us see how can we generate different forms of energy. Here you can see different forms of energy: mechanical, chemical, sound, light, heat. Each of them can be used for different purposes. So let us start with generation of electrical energy. Most of the electric power plants are based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, which was invented by Michael Faraday. What do we mean by electromagnetic induction? According to this principle, whenever magnetic field around a conductor changes, conductor means any metal or any substance which can conduct electricity. So whenever a magnetic field around a conductor changes, a potential difference is generated across the conductor, and that potential difference is nothing but energy. Followed? So the field around a conductor can be changed in two ways. See what I said here. What is the principle saying? Whenever there is magnetic field around a conductor, a potential difference is generated. Correct? So we need to find out how can we change the magnetic field. That is what we are going to see here. The field around a conductor can be changed in two ways. Let us see what are the two ways. If a conductor is stationary, means it is not moving, and magnet is rotating, the field around the conductor changes. Correct? What is stationary? Conductor is stationary and magnet is rotating. So the field around the conductor will change. Or if a magnet is stationary but the conductor is moving, then also the field around the conductor will change. So either of the two should be rotating, either the conductor or the magnet. Thus, in both these cases, a potential difference is created across the conductor. When I say potential difference, it will be differences in their charges, right? So the electrical power generating machine based on this principle is called as electric generator. Here a basic electromagnetic induction is shown. Correct? Where you can see rotating magnetic field, then lines of flux, means the magnetic fields line are shown, coil which is your conductor, and a voltmeter to check what is the potential difference which is generated. Correct? So here the rotating magnetic field you can see the magnet and coil. So one will be stationary, another one will be moving. And if suppose magnet is moving, then the coil is stationary. In either cases, EMF, electromotive force, would be generated. That can be recorded as potential difference in the voltmeter. So that will tell you what is the difference in the charges, potential difference. Correct? And that is the basic electromagnetic induction shown, flow chart, in the form of a flow chart. Okay. Such large generators are used in commercial power generation plants. Based on this particular principle, there are large generators which are used in commercial power generation plants. Then turbine is used to rotate the magnet in the generator, because a turbine has blades, right? You can see here a turbine is shown, left side figure. A turbine has blades, correct? So it can rotate the magnet in the generator. When a flow of liquid or gas is directed on the blades of the turbine, you can see the blade, right? So whether it's a flow of liquid or gas, you can see here high velocity steam is written, which has very high speed, is directed on the blades of the turbine. It rotates because of the kinetic energy of the flow. Kinetic energy will only be there if something is flowing. Now this turbine will be connected to electric generator. Followed. Thus the magnet in the electric generator starts rotating, and thus electric energy is produced. See, three things. How we are generating electrical energy? There can be two ways. Firstly, you either rotate the magnet or rotate the conductor, right? Now, for doing this, we are connecting the generator with the turbine. Now, this turbine has blades. So, we need to move the blades. How we will move the blades? To move the blade, we need to allow a liquid to flow on it with very high velocity, or the gas to flow on it. So once it flows, the turbine will rotate. Along with the turbine, the connected magnet will also rotate. Once it starts rotating, magnetic field around the conductor would change. Once the magnetic field around the conductor changes, electric energy, that is EMF in the form of EMF, right, which can be recorded in the voltmeter, will be produced. Thus, to generate electricity based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, what we need is a generator, right? What are the components of these generator? We need a magnet, we need a conductor, and a voltmeter, which will record what is the voltage, or how much potential difference is produced across the conductor. To rotate the generator, we need a turbine. Why we need a turbine? So that the generator can rotate. Correct? What in the generator will rotate? A magnet or a conductor. And to drive the turbine, we need an energy source. What energy source you can use? As I told you, that running water or flowing gas, because it will have kinetic energy. Basically, how we are generating electrical energy is by converting it from one form to another, because you cannot create energy. You can only convert it from one form to another form. So you need an energy source, you need a turbine, and the turbine should be connected to the generator. Based on which type of energy source is used to rotate the turbine, there are different types of power generating stations. Which particular energy you are using? If you are using nuclear energy, then it can be called as nuclear power plant, right? If you are using thermal energy, then it can be called as thermal power plant. If you are using water, then it can be called as hydroelectric power plant. Followed? So it depends upon what kind of energy source we are using. the design of the turbine used in different types of power stations is also different. So see, what do we need now? Proper energy source to run the turbine, then turbine which is connected to the generator, and thus you can produce electrical energy. This is how generally an electrical energy would be produced. Now in the further videos we will in detail see each type of electrical generator. Thank you so much students for watching the video.